An introduction on the risk assessment matrix for ISO 27001. Creating a risk assessment matrix is a fundamental part of the ISO 27001 implementation process. The matrix helps organizations identify, assess, and prioritize risks to information security. In the video, we give an introductory yet detailed guide on the aspects to focus on when creating a risk assessment matrix for ISO 27001. 1. Understanding the context. Identify the internal and external issues that can affect your information security. Understand the needs and expectations of interested parties, including legal, regulatory, and contractual obligations. 2. Asset identification. List all assets that are important for your organization. Identify the owners of these assets. 3. Threat and vulnerability assessment. Identify and evaluate threats and vulnerabilities that could impact your assets. Consider a variety of threat sources, including human, natural, and environmental factors. 4. Impact assessment. Assess the potential impacts on confidentiality, integrity, and availability, CIA, if the identified threats exploit the vulnerabilities. 5. Likelihood assessment. Assess the likelihood of the identified risks occurring. You may use qualitative measures, high, medium, low, or quantitative measures, percentages. 6. Risk estimation. Combine the impact and likelihood assessments to estimate the level of risk. You can use a simple matrix to visualize the level of risk for each identified threat and vulnerability pair. 7. Risk appetite and tolerance. Define your organization's risk appetite and tolerance levels. It's crucial to know how much risk your organization is willing to accept or tolerate. 8. Control selection. Select appropriate controls to mitigate, transfer, or accept risks based on the organization's risk appetite and tolerance levels. Make use of Annex A of ISO 27001, which provides a list of suggested controls. 9. Residual risk assessment. Evaluate the level of risk remaining after the selected controls have been applied. Ensure that residual risks are within acceptable levels defined by the organization. 10. Documentation. Document your risk assessment matrix, including all identified risks, assessments, and selected controls. Maintain a risk register to keep track of all identified risks and treatment plans. 11. Review and update. Continuously monitor and review the effectiveness of the risk management process and the identified risks. Update the risk assessment matrix as necessary to reflect changes in the organization's assets, threats, vulnerabilities, or risk appetite. 12. Involvement of top management. Ensure that top management is involved in the risk assessment process. Obtain their support and ensure they are aware of the significant risks and the necessary actions to manage those risks. 13. Training and awareness. Educate your staff about risks and the importance of the risk management process. Conduct regular training sessions to ensure everyone is aware of their roles and responsibilities in managing risks. 14. Communication. Establish clear communication channels to ensure that all relevant parties are informed of the risks and the measures in place to manage those risks. Ensure that there's an open line of communication for reporting new risks or incidents. 15. Compliance and audit. Ensure compliance with legal, regulatory, and other requirements. Conduct regular internal and external audits to verify the effectiveness of the risk management process. Creating and maintaining a risk assessment matrix is a cyclical process that requires continuous review and improvement to ensure the ongoing effectiveness and relevance of your organization's risk management practices in line with ISO 27001 requirements.